Hello and welcome to the Paula's Place podcast, where today I'm here with Pat Cowan. Pat, we first met on a facilitator training, an attitudinal healing facilitator training, back in 2021 or 2022. Not too sure of the exact dates. And I think we've done one together where we were both a part of the training as well. And yeah. Um, Pat, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're up to now?
Oh, I'm up to no
Welcome.
good all the time. Thank you. First, let me say thank you so much. And it's always wonderful to connect with you.
It's
So,
fine.
yeah. Well, a little bit about me. I think I identify first that I'm a mom and my grandmother and a very proud grandmother of two great grandsons. So that's part of a big part of who I am in the world. Um, And I live in true Northwestern California, where the 5 miles from the ocean, where the ocean is cold, not warm. So I'm a country girl at heart, have been since I was very young, and I think that's really contributed a lot to who I am as a person, being around animals. I still own a 30-year-old horse and
Wow.
a cat, and I have a dog by my side right now as we're speaking. So, um,
Wow.
and part of how I balance my life is I love sports, especially watching the younger, high school and younger.
Yeah.
I really enjoy doing that.
Mm.
And include sewing and embroidery in my life. So all of that to try to
Mm.
create balance,
Yeah.
um, because I do other things too. So
Yeah.
um, part of my background as an oncology and hospice nurse led me to becoming a certified master life coach and attitudinal healing practitioner. It was a big part. That's I said I wanted to do something more, and
Yeah.
life coaching kind of brought me into that, and attitudinal healing was a big part of it. So that's my life work now.
Yes.
And I include attitudinal healing in it all the time. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow,
So
Pat. So yeah, and you're available, you work online or in person?
Zoom I'm still doing in person too. I'm
Yes.
still hanging in there with the in
Great.
person. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
both
lovely.
both groups, I facilitate attitudinal healing group, and then coaching with people. You know,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, great. Oh,
yeah.
thank you, Pat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And it's just lovely to have you here. So,
Oh well, thank you, thank you. So I love being with you. So any opportunity.
and vice versa. Oh. Pat, can you explain to someone, because I have trouble explaining sometimes, what attitudinal healing is exactly. So, in your own words, what would you say to someone explaining attitudinal healing?
Well, I can explain it for how what it is for me.
Yeah,
It's really an approach or a way of living and learning to live and being supported in living in the present moment.
yeah,
If we go through the principles, there's a big focus about that. Um, and really understanding what forgiveness is about.
yeah,
Sometimes that,
yeah,
forgiving can get misleading of what that entails. And so forgiveness of myself as
yeah,
well as others.
yeah.
And recognizing that, and this comes from my hospice work, we only have moment to moment to moment. So
Mm,
how are we in the moment?
yeah, yeah.
And am I choosing inner peace in that moment? So this is a whole lot of what attitudinal healing is about.
Yes,
Um,
yeah,
and remembering that not only me, when I make huge mistakes, but also when I'm observing or judging somebody else.
yeah.
Attitudinal healing is about remembering that we came into this world as an innocent baby, and then
Mm,
what happened? So, that innocence is what we call in attitudinal healing love.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's also for me based on that there's a loving source greater than our individual selves, and it's the most powerful healing source that there is in the world.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I so appreciate that Jerry Jampolsky taught me,
Mm.
is that we each get to identify what that source is, and we don't judge anybody else's name for it or absence of name, but there is something greater. That,
Yes.
that so that's sort of, I that's what attitudinal healing is,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Well, you've
yeah,
given so many nuggets, and I think that when you talk about the source and that we all have that within us, and
yes,
you know,
yes,
um,
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
and just bringing up
So
forgiveness too, how important that is, not only to forgive others, but to forgive yourself for,
forgive
yeah,
myself. Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes. That's a big part of it. So,
yeah,
and one of the things that when I share about attitude and healing, forgiveness isn't about forgetting what happened
yeah, yes,
or
exactly.
saying that something that happened maybe was okay when it in fact wasn't, but
Yeah,
seeing beyond the
yeah,
humanness into the true essence of that, of
yes,
myself or that being. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And by
So
forgiving, it's that that letting go, that
letting
release of,
go.
yeah,
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 letting go. Yeah, letting go.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And just you mentioned, presence, coming back to presence, the importance of that, and love, and yeah, just how um and to peace, inner peace,
Inner
such,
peace.
yeah,
Inner peace. It can be so fleeting at times.
yeah. Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we, before we started? We're just human at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, moment to moment,
Yeah.
moment to moment. That's what, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
true.
for me, attitudinal healing is a moment to moment opportunity
Yeah.
to live life in a way and to show up to be who I want to be. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Pat, how did attitudinal healing come into your life? Can you take me back maybe to the beginning of your attitudinal healing
Oh, golly.
story?
Well, it was back in my nursing days. I was first introduced, like, I think 1978, if I scrape all the cobwebs off. A nurse colleague of mine, gave me Jerry's first book, Love is Letting Go of Fear.
Mm.
And I read that book and I was hooked. It's like, there's something here that I really want to explore. And
Yes.
so shortly after that, I attended a retreat in
Yeah.
Tiburon at that time, and uh, I met Jerry and Marilyn, who has since passed, and it was an incredible experience the first time I went there. I should tell the story. Can I tell the
Go
story?
on, please do.
Okay,
Yes.
so in my mind, I envisioned this beautiful place that I would be going to, right? And I went to Tiburon, which is a small community around the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah.
And I kept driving around looking. I was sure there was green grass and fountains and everything. Yeah. And finally, I pulled over and walked into a bakery and I said, "Hey, I'm looking for this Center for Attitudinal Healing." "Oh, yeah, it's down. You go between those two buildings and you walk down this wooden thing and there's like a door there. That's where it is." And sure enough, they had the first Center for Attitudinal Healing, they had rented uh,
Yeah.
uh, a little apartment like in the back, that was on the waterfront. It's like, but the energy and the welcoming, and
Yeah.
Jerry and Marilyn met me, and I just, it's like, okay. She said, "Well, would you like to meet Jerry?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, of course."
Yeah. Yeah.
Where did we meet? In a closet. They had a closet with two stools and a light. And so we sat in there and visited for, I don't know, 20 minutes. And so that was my first
Really?
introduction to
Wow. So
attitudinal healing, but the love and the acceptance and The gentleness
Yeah.
of the man.
Yes.
So I was definitely hooked, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
returned to take facilitator training
Hmm.
and came back to my community committed to bring it,
Yeah.
to offer it, and enrolled other friends and people to take the facilitator training. And then Marilyn and a couple of other people came up here, and we did
Yes.
training and
Yeah.
did several groups, person to
Wow.
person, life-threatening, support groups for families of people
Yeah.
that were dying. We even
Wow.
established the nonprofit for the North Coast Center for Attitudinal Healing, but that's since
Yeah.
dissolved because just, things
Yeah.
change. But
Yeah.
I've continued. I've continued.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
I've
You.
continued. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's sort
Wow.
of my history.
Wow, Pat.
Been with
Yeah.
me since 1970. I'm pretty sure it was 1978. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to lose that vision of you and Jerry in a closet with a
Oh, I'll never forget it. I
with
still get chills. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
and that in itself was a huge lesson for me to
Yes.
not preconceive about much of
Yeah.
anything, you
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That, yeah. What is it? The lampshade, his saying about the lampshade that, so
Yes,
that
yeah.
building was the light inside. You don't need to look at the lampshade.
Yes, yes,
However it
exactly.
goes. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that's my story of how I got started. And then I returned and did several retreats with them. But
Yes.
yeah.
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 Wow. Yeah. And Pat, was the facilitator training very long? Did it last a few days or
We
I'm
did
curious.
intensive days. Three
Yes.
intensive days.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Three
Okay.
intensive days. Yeah.
Yeah. Because now we offer it online, don't we? And
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and, the pros and cons of technology, but
yeah.
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 But a
Yeah.
lot of healing happened in that time frame too. Yeah.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
lot of healing for people. Yeah.
Mm, great.
So, yeah.
Pat, how do you use it in your own daily life? The principles, guidelines, and um, attitude. Yeah,
Oh,
when
golly.
you remember.
Oh, it's sort of, they're all big for
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
You know, I think, well, the guidelines I use all the time.
yeah.
You can adapt those into your own personal life. In fact, there are some from way back that are just for attitudinal healing and taking it home.
Yes.
Um, Learning to respect myself and others,
Mm,
as unique in
yeah,
our own uniqueness is really important. Um, uh, s- you know, listening to my inner guidance and supporting others and doing that too, if, wherever
yeah.
that guidance comes from, that,
Yes.
these are all part of the guidelines.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
oh, what else? I think number 12 in the principles that we can always perceive ourselves and others as either extending love or giving a call for
Mm,
help. If I can remember that,
yeah,
if I
yeah,
can remember that, then
yeah.
my judgment, which is the big separator for me,
Yes.
when I can get into judgment, um, and I
Yeah,
can, I'm
yeah,
human.
yeah. Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So I think those, I mean, I can
yeah,
apply
yeah.
one of them at any
I,
time to try to separate them out.
yes.
Um,
Yeah,
but I think that I remember the question that Jerry asked me that day
yeah. What was it?
in all of it, and it's sort of in the principles and the guidelines. He just said, always ask yourself, who do you want to be?
Mm,
Who do you want to
yeah,
be?
yes.
And so as I refer to the principles, I want to reflect the essence of love in life.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
do that. Do I do it all the time? No, because I'm human.
Yeah.
But and in the guidelines, do I respect? Where's my respect of
Yeah.
each other, so, but who do I want to
Yeah.
be? And then looking at the principles or the guidelines of, because I know who I want to be. I want to be a
Yes.
kind, loving,
Yeah.
respectful woman. And
Mhm.
that's who I want to be.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was his big question to me a long time ago. And then another great tool that I got a long time ago, I don't even know if they're around anymore. I still have mine. They're called What If. Oh, you probably can't see. It's called What
Oh
If.
yes. Yep. Yep.
Do you
Hold it
know
up
them?
again to the screen. Just hold it up to
Will
the
it do it?
yep, I can see. Could that's it.
It's
Yes.
going to be
Yeah.
backwards. What if these cards? And
Great.
I use these all the time. Like number 12, what if we can always perceive ourselves and others extending love or giving a call for help? What if we choose to view every word or deed in our lives today as either extending love or asking for love? What if? So
Yes. Yeah.
I use my what if cards a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've been around for a long, long time. And
What
so,
a great prompt to use for groups too, like in
yeah,
groups. Yeah.
I use
Yeah.
them in the group. I'll,
Yeah.
sometimes instead of
Fantastic.
that, we'll focus on one principle. And now is the
Yeah.
only time there is. If now is the only time there
Hmm.
is,
Yes.
um, you know, in what way am I going to spend my time today?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one to
So, it's just how do I use attitudinal healing in my daily life? Well, I often start my day, pulling a what if card
yeah.
for my meditation or
Yeah.
but referring to it all the time. And then
Yes.
Susan Trout's book To See Differently was a major um
Yeah.
of
Mm.
opening for me also. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I've got
Um,
that on my bookshelf. It is a good one, that
yes,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's out of print now,
Yeah.
but you can still get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In
Yes.
fact, when I started doing the introductions to attitudinal healing, um, I wrote her and asked her if I could actually use information out of her book direct, and she granted me permission for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So,
So
yeah.
yeah. You're living by the principles and the and guidelines and everything and yeah.
Well, I
But
don't do it perfectly. Please
no.
don't.
But they're helpful, aren't they? They're used to be, like the first guideline says that, just to be used as tools, that you can use them as tools in your everyday life and
That's right. That's
coming
right.
back to your
Yeah,
essence and,
yeah.
even reminding yourself sometimes about no advice giving. I love that one too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we're often
Yeah.
giving
We're here.
advice to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in my coaching, I would say, we're here to support each other's inner guidance, um,
Yes.
and to assist one another in finding their own best answers. That's a big part of my style of coaching is,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so
Because
yeah,
we all have them, don't we? We all have our own best answers.
everybody
Yeah.
has their own
Yeah.
answers given
Yeah.
the support,
Yes.
and yeah, and the tools. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
Pat, what would you say to someone who wants to start attitudinal healing in their workplace or in a school, or even someone starting out on their attitudinal healing journey?
Well, that's, if they want to start something or if they're going to start it just on their own, that's kind of to start, of course, to
Yeah.
take the introduction. Um,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
to and to read some of Jerry's books or other books, that are out there.
Yeah.
Um, and get familiar with it, to see if it's really going to resonate with them because it doesn't resonate with everyone. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Uh,
You mentioned
um,
love is letting go of fear, and that's
yeah,
probably a
Love
good
is
book
Letting
to
Go of Fear is
start.
my favorite. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it is really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, so someone that's looking at that. And then, of course, there's all kinds of resources through
Yes.
Attitudinal Healing Center. Um,
Yeah.
and, you know, anybody that wants to do it just to stay with it or whatever, I
Yeah.
come back to what they say in the 12-step program, you know, keep coming back. It works if you work it. So stay with it and find support to practice it. I don't
Yes.
think any of us can do this alone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think the
True.
ego more and the
Yeah.
ego or whatever we want to call it. When I work,
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to work at a local high school to do a group. Actually, it's a grief group, but
Yeah.
um, and when I started, I said, you know, the counselor said, well, you know, you want to be careful about languaging and that sort of thing. And I said, well,
Yeah.
is it okay if I use the word shitty? And she said, oh, that's mild compared to what kids are saying. So I introduced attitudinal healing to them is that we have a shitty committee and we have a positivity committee, and who we
That's
are is the
right.
choice. We are the
Yes.
choice of who we listen to. So, you
Yeah.
know, the shitty committee is going to speak louder and first, and
Yes.
you know, begin to notice how you feel, all of that, and the positivity committee, and you can each name that. You know, and
Yeah.
sometimes the kids come up and say, oh, for me, that was Jesus and that was the devil. And other, I mean, they
Yeah.
come up with all different, oh, that's my grandfather and you know, they have
Yes.
different things, but the message to them is that they have a choice.
Yeah.
And that's the message really for me of what attitudinal healing is about. I have a
Yes.
choice.
Yeah. Yeah. And we can choose again. I
And we
remember that
choose
from
again
you,
and
you know.
again and again and again and again. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
I love that too, just remembering that shitty committee and the positivity committee, but we have a choice, you know. So
Yeah, who we are is the choice.
yeah,
Yes, who we are
yes,
is the choice. That's our free will.
yeah,
That's our free
yeah,
will.
yeah. What a
Yeah,
beautiful way to look at it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But to remember all that and it, you know, being supported in it is important.
yes, yeah, exactly. And that's the beauty of peer support groups, you know, like being in
Yes.
group with people, whether it be you know, or just any group, any attitudinal
Mhm.
healing group, and even what you're doing at the secondary school, at the high school, you know, what a great thing for the students to have you come in
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
getting attitudinal healing without naming it that.
No.
And, you know, I had an imaginary conversation with Jerry, and he said, I don't care how they get it as long as they get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Pat. Do you have any final words that you'd like to add? Yeah, anything else?
Gosh,
Hmm.
all I can say is that if someone is thinking about it,
Yeah.
it changed my life.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I'm so grateful for the people that have continued to come into it, such as
Yes.
yourself. You know, and it especially in this day and age, to
Yeah.
find those places that we can be supported in being
Yes.
who we want to be.
Yeah. Just that his books are so, Jerry's books are so simple, and the
Mhm.
principles are so simple and easy to remember. And, you know, the guidelines, they're so easy to remember throughout the day when they're needed. So I think that that's quite the beauty in it. You know, it's not like you have to remember a big long textbook or anything like that. It's just a simple principles to live by.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you very much, Pat. Thank you for
Hey,
joining me
thank you.
today.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so
Okay.
much for having me. I really appreciate it. And blessings to you for the work that you're doing.
Oh, thank you. We'll speak again soon.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.